Alright, so the initial review was not going to be a good one. I was not having a good time at all. I went to the Verse Park, I went to the EMI Park because I wanted to see just how this thing was going to respond in the EMI, and it did terrible. Hello guys, what's going on? It's Joey again with Vegas Detect, and we're coming out to the park to test this old Quest out here. And I came out here to this one park near my dad's house here. This EMI here is pretty rough, and I'll show you why. We got this cell tower that sits over here disguised as a tree, and it puts out a fair amount of EMI, which makes a lot of the detectors that I have very unstable and chatty, and I can't even use it here. That's it right there. That's that guy. Yep, it is disguised as a tree, and it is far butt. I'm going to attempt to just see what we can find here in this EMI prone field, and it's a pretty nice little park, as you can see. Typical Vegas neighborhood park. And let's go ahead and get this thing going and see what we got. Right away, I'm letting you guys know that this is no bueno. Nope. You hear all that chattiness? Yeah. I can't decipher anything with this. And it's because it's right in front of this tower. And I was worried about that. Could the Quest handle it? And as you can hear, it cannot. I even got the sensitivity down to 66, 65. No, I don't like that. And then I'll switch the frequencies. Nah, I don't know, dude. I can't detect like that. No. Now that's starting to sound very Chinese quality right there. I don't like that at all. It was so terrible, I wanted to just quit, but I was like, I came all this way. And you know what? I was like, if this detector is going to act like this, I know there's no reason for me to have it sitting on the wall. I'll never reach for it. Once a detector goes into that category of being chatty and making too much noise, I do not enjoy that. It's overwhelming on your senses. You're sitting there and trying to have to pull one sound through a bunch of tons of other sounds, and no. I knew I took it to a challenging park where not many detectors fare well. Only the X-terra ever did well there. So I took this one there to see how it would do, and it did horrible. So we did get one signal here. Another zinc penny, 2 in 1 hole. Alright, so we got another little signal here. Bouncing anywhere from 76 to 69. Sounds like it's pretty deep right in here. Of course, another crusty penny. Let me double check here and make sure that my FE sensitivity is off, because I was told that if that sensitivity is on, it's going to be making all kinds of messed up noise. And it's on. Off. Okay. I had the FE sense on. That could be why it was really chatty. Let's continue on here and see if I can calm this thing down a little bit. Right on. Right on. Alright, so we got another guy. Alright, so right about here may have been some type of a ring that was smashed up by a lawnmower. Could have been. Don't know. Yeah, I don't want to hear all that. Oh well, let's get back out here and see what we can find, huh? Alright guys, I'm gonna have to get out of this park because I just can't operate with that kind of noise. All that chittery stuff, no, I just can't do it. Yeah, I can't detect like that. And my detect sensitivity, I could try to bring it down, but anything below 70, I just don't see the point. I'm gonna have to go to a different park. I'll try it at 70, but that chittery sounds like that, it makes it for a very frustrating dig when all you're hearing is a bunch of chittery noises. Like, what is that? Is that a target? Is that a target? All that noise? Yeah, man. I'm not gonna fight this. So, I'm gonna shut this thing off. Yep. I'm gonna shut that thing off and I'm gonna head to another park. This thing cannot handle EMI. Not at all. You're gonna be just sitting here listening to just chitter, chitter, chitter. You can't clarify a good signal from a bad one, and it just makes for a miserable hunt. It's just sensory overload on your ears when you have a million sounds going off and you've got to try to pull one good sound through all that. You shouldn't have a noisy detector like that. And this is too noisy. I've tried all the cancellations, don't matter. Different modes, don't matter. Went ahead and did the ground balance, don't matter. It doesn't like EMI. So if you're in an EMI area, this is not going to be for you. I'm going to move down the street to a better park with less EMI and see if we can find something else. Okay, guys? Alright, so I moved down the street here to Fox Ridge Park. This park seems to be one of the most easiest on EMI that I have in my neighborhood. So we're just going to go ahead and take off over here, get situated. I know there's a lot of kids playing out here right now, but whatever. Kids are all on Christmas break. But we're going to get out here and give this park a try. See if this quest can act any better. So let's go see what we can get. 68 signal here. All right. So 68 signal right about here. It says it's pretty much right up on the surface. See if I could just probe it out. I hit it right away. Right off the gate, I hit it. Paintbrush. Alright, got another signal, got an 8990. 8990 is usually a quarter signal. So definitely a dime action here. $58 to $62. Right in here. Nickel. Guys, you're not going to believe this thing, dude. It's out here right now. It is late. Look, I've got my camera turned on. That's how dark it is right here. Boom. I hit a number 57 on here. 57 on this. I'm digging in this little hole right here, bro. And you're not going to believe, look at what I got. Bam. I pulled this thing right out of the hole, dude. Straight gold ring with diamonds, man. Unfreaking believable, dude. Dude, the precious. It sucks. I got people back over here, man, just looking at me, staring at me. They don't know what the hell I'm doing. Dude, I don't give a damn. I was about to take this damn detector. It was giving me ultimate crap today, man. It was noisy. It was chattery. EMI was kicking my balls. I went from one park to this park, and I was just like, man, no matter what I do, this thing is just chattery and making too much damn noise. I can't think with it. Then I found a way, man. I found a way. Instead of going into 6-tone, I put it down into 1 or 2-tone. So it'll just grunt and spark all at once, and I'm ignoring that. It's not overwhelming my senses. And then anything other than a grunt or a spark that comes through, I stop. I ignore the numbers, and I'm just digging anything, dude. And I stopped here. This is like, I mean, look how dark it is, man. Look at how dark it is out here, right? I got my phone out right now, and I'm telling you, the last target of the night, man. The last target of the night. Gold ring, man. God, I'm out here in this open field. My nose is running. I know people stage crap like this all the time. Lord, you're my witness. I did not stage this ring. Thank you, thank you, thank you. He gave me this ring, guys. I wish I could have just dug it live for you, bro, but I couldn't. Like I said, I stopped on this last signal, man. Gold ring. Yes, sir. Let me get on back to the house, man. I'm gonna wrap this thing up for you guys, show you what I found, because it's too damn dark out here right now. Look at this. That's the darkness that I'm in. It's too damn dark right now, but man, my lord, look at this. Gold ring. Yes, sir. Let me get back to the house and let me do a wrap up on this, give you my experience with this tonight. So I went on down the street to another park that generally has moments when the EMI surges through there. I believe it's through underground wiring or whatever, but for the most part, it's a quiet park. And I went out there with this again, turned it on just like I did at the first park, and again it was acting erratic and dumb, and I just couldn't take it anymore. And I really, there was a guy that did a review on this a while back on a bicycle, where he had the Quest Pro, and at the end of it, he just beat this thing against the wall. That's the rating that he had for it. And I was about to give this thing the same review, man. I was like, man, I'm gonna take this thing and bust it up against the wall, or I'm just going to say, hey, man, I'm gonna pack this thing up and send it back to the company that I bought it from, because it is just too sensitive and too chatty. So this is what I did. I went ahead and put this thing into a personal mode. This thing has got all metal coin jewelry, right? It says all metal coin jewelry, and then it has personal 1 and personal 2. I don't know what the deal is with the personal 1, personal 2, but when I put it into those modes, it got way quiet. But that was because those settings were, the sensitivity was at 20. I can't operate in 20. So I pushed it all up. I don't want to go any less than 75. My optimum sensitivity on this would be, I say, 80. Anything higher than that, detectors don't like to be they don't like to be run wide open. Okay, so I brought this thing back down into 80, and it was still chattery and it just clacking on everything, making all kinds of noise. You guys hear it. I was about to just give up on it. So then what I did, I took the tones and I dropped the tones down to 2-tone, right? So it's going to make all the iron buzz, and then when it actually hits an actual good target, it's going to actually ring with a different tone on a good target. When I did that, I discriminated out the pennies. The pennies hit number 75 and 78. I was tired of hitting those, so I discriminated just those two numbers out, 75, 78, so I can get rid of the pennies. And then all of a sudden I started hitting nickel after nickel after nickel. And I was like, wow, man, all these nickels are coming out of the ground. Just nickel, nickel, nickel. And then it was getting so dark, guys. I had the GoPro on with me right here. So you were with me the whole time. I had this thing on idle because it was getting so dark. Normally I would just yell, you know, GoPro start recording, and then it'll come on and it'll do whatever it has to do. But in this case, I saw no point in keeping this on. It was on my arm the whole time, just like this. And I was filming the whole situation. But it got so dark, the ISO on this can't stay up. So I was down to my very last hole. It was another nickel signal, and I was like, okay guys, you know what? I got boogers running out of my nose. I'm cold. My knees are all wet. I want to get out of here. And I hit another nickel signal. It was like a 58. And I went down to the ground. I dug it up. I'm like, just give me my nickel so I can get out of here. And it was not a nickel. I pulled something out of the ground with my pointer, and I had it in my hand, and it was round. It was not a nickel at all. And as I slowly started to pull the stuff out of the ground, I was so surprised, man. And I thank the Lord, man. This is what came out of it. Right there. I went ahead and had the stamping zoomed in. Definitely 14K with diamonds in it. This guy, dude, is a chunker. It has nice weight to it. I could say that this right here at $57 a gram, this right here should be enough. This should be enough to pay for this guy. So as much as I wanted to send this thing back, right, because I had it set up in a way that I set all my other detectors up, and you just can't do that. You can't take a setting that you have on one detector and then expect another detector to operate and sound the same as those. This guy is way too sensitive and chatty, and the only thing next to my collection of detectors that are chatty like that is going to be the Equinox. The Equinox, when it's around EMI, it's chatty too, but this is worse than the EMI on the Equinox. But like I said, guys, I found a mode that worked for me, and I just took it to a single personal setting. Sensitivity was set to 78 to 80. Oh, and I also started with that blade coil, the tiny coil, and I just didn't feel like that blade coil had a good sensitivity. For me, it didn't. My ground mineralization, every time I went to ground balance, I was getting between 87 and 92 in ground mineralization. So, you know, the mineralization in the ground is making this thing spark on a lot of falsing on the ground, and it was very hard for me to get through. But I went ahead and took the blade coil off and put this Raptor on. The Raptor is not much bigger, guys. I mean, compared to the stock coil that's on the Equinox and the stock coil that's on the Simplex, they feel like a dish. They feel like an actual, you know, plate, and it's just too big. This one here, it's not round. You can just see the shape of it. It's not even round. It's almost like a square, and it's kind of like with the rounded edges on it. So this Raptor Turbo D here, I went and switched to this, and it gave me some depth. It gave me better depth on this thing here. Not that I need a lot of depth, but I need something, and I just didn't feel that blade was kicking it from me, man. So I just went ahead and swapped this out in the middle of the field. And man, let me tell you, there's no better feeling in the world. Am I going to recommend this? No, I can't. How can I recommend this to somebody? If it wasn't for me finding this gold ring, I would have said I had a horrible time with this. and then I would need more time to play with the settings to find something. But I did find a mode, guys. If you guys have the Q40 and it's chatty and it's making too much noise for you, I went through all of the channels, and none of the channels, F1 through F8, none of the channels helped it. Ground balance didn't help it. Going through all the modes didn't help it. The one thing that helped me was to drop the tones from 6, 5, 4. They're making too much noise. I dropped it to 2 tones. So it's gonna make a, the EMI is gonna bang away at the 1 tone, but I programmed my mind to avoid that, like a crying baby in a shopping cart. Ignore it and only listen to anything other than those tones. And more or less, I'm not even looking at the target ID, because like Paystreak says, he goes, at some point you don't even need the target IDs, because no machines have very good target ID. They're all off. You gotta actually dig. You gotta dig with tones. And when I dropped it to 2 tones and I started landing nickels, man, I don't know if it's just me. Anybody that knows anything about detecting, I have found gold when I find nickels. And that's it, man. So I went ahead and uploaded some of the footage of the actual dig, but it was very difficult today for me to bring a new machine out and try to record everything that happened. Plus it's getting late in the day really quick. So anyways, man, I just want to tell you, it's been a long time coming. I've been finding tons of silver pendants, silver crosses, silver rings, but man, a good old-fashioned gold ring, dude, is always going to be the find of the year. You know what I mean? Man, and you can just tell when it's real gold. It just has that smooth, awesome feel to it. Some diamonds in it, and of course right on the inside, man, it's stamped with that 14K. Bam, like right there. Alright guys, that's it. I have nothing else for you. That was my wrap up today of the Q40 first maiden voyage out at the park. Started off real crappy. I was gonna break this thing against the wall, and then finally I started finding nickels on a personal setting running 2-tone, and at the end of the night, man, I hit the lottery. Nice way to round out the year. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Christmas, man. Thank you again for watching my channel. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, leave some comments down below, and I'll get back with you guys in the next video. You guys take it easy.